For this episode, I'll be talking about the Oni, a demon wrapped and branded by my own sword, one of the Yotei Six, and the man who once tried to burn me alive. Ever since that night, his name haunted every breath I took, and now his trail leads me to Ishigari Plain. My journey begins at the Yotei grasslands, a land bathed in golden silence. The whispers of merchants and travelers spoke of a madman wearing a Oni mask, leading a horde of raiders. They said he was untouchable, but I had one question only he could answer. To find him, I need information. The Ronin that I interrogated, he spoke his name with fear. The Oni rules from the north, they said. So I rode toward the golden foothills, chasing smoke and rumors. At the gates, 2 guards blocked my way. They were asking for a permit, but as usual, I'd never had one. But beside them sat a beggar, quite unnoticed, with a loyal dog at his feet. I offered him a small donation with the kindness of my heart, and in return, he offered me that single permit that I needed. Moments later, the gate opened and chaos followed. Oni raiders poured through the walls, roaring like beasts. 2 waves came at once, blades clashing and arrows screaming through the air. By the time the dust settled, the ground was red, and I was standing beside a man named Lord Kitamori. He said he was hunting the same Oni, so I followed. We rode together through the fields until we found the trail of the Matsumai horses, slaughtered mid-journey. The air was heavy with smoke, so we followed the track up hills, through rock and mist. Dozens and dozens of Oni raiders, trained like killers wearing blackened armor. We fought through wave after wave after wave until the silence came. At the camp, I found something really strange. Masks shattered and burned, and as I cooked the fish I gathered, I couldn't help but wonder, how human was this demon really? That night, a trophy was born. When we rested, Lord Kitamori started asking questions about my sword, and I started to get hesitant about him. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. But then something I couldn't expect happened. Lord Kitamori was actually Jubei. Yes, he's my long-lost brother, who I thought till this moment he was dead. But when I woke up at dawn, I found Jubei waiting by the road. Together we rode across the Ishigari River, but what awaited us on the other side was devastation. An entire village burned to the ground. The Oni had already been there. From the smoke, an Oni raider emerged, wielding a burning Kusarigama. He fought like a monster possessed, his chains whirling through the air. It took every single ounce of strength to break his guard and bring him down. But when he fell, 5 more came to take his place, which was tough. But by the end of it, there was none left standing, and as usual, only the smell of blood. And then we pressed on, reaching Ishigari Market, a ghost town built on fear. Every corner whispered about the Oni's bounty. But on the bounty board, only one name caught my eye: Mad Goro, a treacherous raider tied to the Oni himself. So I started asking questions. The barmen, the travelers, even the drunk soldiers. And their stories led me deeper into an inner web of betrayal, of how Goro stole one of the Oni's prized possessions. Trying to find Mad Goro, which wasn't easy at all. We eavesdropped in inns, followed rumors across villages, and survived more ambushes than I could count. Every fight was brutal, blades clashing under crimson sunsets, enemies screaming as the Oni's mask shattered in the dirt. But at Bayrock, we finally found his camp. But when we arrived, it was already burning. Mad Goro had vanished, leaving only corpses and whispers behind him. Jubei and I started to follow the river under moonlight. Bodies floated downstream, Oni raiders executed by their own kind. The Oni was cleaning house, killing absolutely everybody. We pressed on, raiding their camps, striking silently under the cover of night. And when we finally found Mad Goro, he was just talking about how he has this rash, and that was kind of disturbing. Together, me and Jubei, we infiltrated Ishigari Castle, mask on, blades hidden, with only one plan in mind: to have Jubei hide as a prisoner, as Lord Kitamori actually had a bounty on his head that the Oni wanted. If you're still here walking this path with me, hit that subscribe button. There's more blood, there's more truth, and there's more ghosts waiting up ahead. Go on, hit it, it's free. Let's continue with the story. Inside, we were surrounded by treasures stolen from countless villages, gold, armor, and ancient blades. But among them, I found something else. A wolf blade, engraved by a familiar mark. My family crest. That's when the truth started to form. The Oni wasn't just a killer. He was a collector of death, of power, of history itself. As Jubei was a prisoner, we had to free him from the cells, and we fought our way out, Arrows rained from above, fire bombs chattered to the ground, we rode through gates, ramming through soldiers, flames licking at our armor, but by the end, we reached the open plains, the castle was burning behind us, and the Oni knew we were coming. We regrouped with Jubei at the northern camp, and our next lead took us to a shrine hidden deep in the Rumai Mountains. There, the air was thick with smoke, the bounty hunters circled like vultures. We fought through them, and found Madgoro once again. He was trapped, desperate to escape on his reach, and to escape him, we had to take up his bucket. But before we could free him, the Oni forces attacked once again. Fire rained from the cliffs, we fought side by side 3 warriors bound by vengeance. By the time the flames settled, the mountain was silent again. Okay, now this is it, the final hunt. Jubei and I followed a hidden entrance tunnel beneath Ishigari Castle that we got the information about from Madgoro himself. After freeing him, for the 15th time, a cave filled with old mines, rotting bamboo, and the smell was just unbearable. We climbed, fought, and freed the Matsumai prisoners enslaved by the Oni, and with all of us, each step the echoes of chains streamed closer and closer and closer to the Oni's death. And then we finally saw him. The Oni stood in the courtyard, masked, unflinching, blade drawn. The same monster who tried to burn me alive all those years ago is finally in front of my eye. Our blades met under the burning sky. The first phase was pure steel, clean, fast, relentless. The second phase, fire, just fire. He ignited his sword, turning every swing into a storm of embers, but in the end, the fire that consumed others could not consume me. When he fell, the mask cracked open, and for the first time I saw the man behind the demon. Or should I say, Oni. He wasn't a monster. He was just human, and perhaps that was the most terrifying thing of all. Finally, with the Oni's death, another piece of the Yotei Six was gone. But I still had more vengeance inside of me, and that vengeance carried truth about the past, about the Six, and about what's becoming of me. But as the sun set over Ishigari Plains, I realized something. The deeper I hunt these demons, the more I start to become one of them. Ghost of Yotei isn't just a game, it's a masterpiece in storytelling. And I'm happy to play it honestly. So that was my version of how the Oni missions went. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Love you guys.